Well, good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, happy Monday. We made it through the weekend. Yay. Let's start another week. Hi, I'm Becky from Power Tools with Thread, and you are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat. You hang out with me in here, follow me on my sewing journey, and I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Hello. Great to see you guys here this morning. I just saw one of our new members go, finally, I'm green. Yay. There was a lot of progress made this weekend. No finishes. Well, kind of, but progress. That's what we try to do, is a little bit of progress every day, right? Eat that elephant one bite at a time. Yeah. So, oh my goodness. Okay, so the prize winner from Friday reached out and right away, and her winnings are in the mail? No, not in the mail. Printed the label. Didn't get it out. It'll go out today. Yeah, okay. Trying to remember that. Awesome. Hey, Melanie from San Antonio. How you doing, neighbor? Good to see all my Texas girls here. And Elizabeth, yeah. Did anyone have trouble accessing the members only video? Yours kept saying the servers were down. No, ma'am, that did not happen. I don't know what you were seeing. Awesome. Anne's finally doing some sewing. Good for you. Oh, this coffee's delicious. The dogs are outside with the love of my life right now. So when they come in, we'll do doggy time then. Okay. So let's go over what all I got done this weekend. Now, the thumbnail has a picture of the Bunny Hill Designs Prairie Days box. And I'll get into that. That's its own thing. A lot of you have that. If you have that, pop in the chat and let me know, or leave a comment below if you have it and either you've done it or you haven't started it yet. This pattern came out in 2021, and so it's been around. It's hard to find now. I think the only place you can find them is like if a quilt shop still has one. I was blessed to be able to get it from Jelly Rolls to Go in July before Christine passed away. So, here they come through the door. The girls are here. Does Frito have a sticker? Hi, Frito. Hello, baby. We're going to turn the camera around. No, get out of here because it's crowded and the cords and all that. So let's do this over here. All right. We're going to say hello to the girls this morning.
Well, hello, girls. How are we?
You go on.
I'm going.
Yeah. All righty. I need to get him out of the shot, y'all. He's in his boxers. I don't want to do that to you guys. All righty. Let's come on up here a little bit, and then we'll point it down, and we'll see what's going on here. There we go. There's Miss Frito. And Dottie is too close to the camera to be seen. Yeah, you are. We have toys here. We're nothing but a giant toy box. Y'all, she's always right at my feet. Always. Well, come here. Come here. What are you doing? What are you doing? You guys want a treat? Because you're good? Can y'all see her? Yes. Okay. There's Mitch. Oh, just hold on now. Don't be so anxious. You be patient. Yes. And you'll get 2 more Dave biscuits. These are those new bacon and cheese ones you guys got the other day. Very good. Okay, you want to go brush your teeth? There you go. And one for you, Missy. All right, bye-bye. We're going to close the baby gate. Oh, gone. Okay. That is it, you guys. That's my life. Yeah, lots of fun. Never a dull moment here at Team Thompson. Let me tell you what, always something going on. Oh, the girls. That is Frito and Dottie. Dottie's doing great. She whined at the door the other day to let me know she needed to go out. And we had only one accident this weekend, which is, we'll go like days and then we'll have a boo-boo. So she's doing fine. So let me see here. We'll do what? Something. Anyone wanting on the foldable sewing caddy? Okay, so That foldable sewing caddy, that pattern caddy, Vicky tells me, with text, I will place it in the comment section. You can read it later in replays. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So, Vicky, hold off on that and send me an email if you would with the link. Okay. Because we'll make it my link. Okay. So if you would be so kind, just send that to me and then I'll post it. Okay. That'll be good. All right, you guys. So progress this weekend. I was talking about Bunny. We'll just do that one. Well, that's kind of a whole thing. So hold on a second. I am still working on the Firm Foundations things above quilt. And that is this one right here. That's the front of the kit box. Thank you, Vicky. Okay. Okay. So 12 churches with 12 steeples and all of that stuff, right? So I finished all 12 of the steeples. I had cut all of this uses the Tri-Rex ruler set tool. Okay. So I finished all of these, got them all done. So that's good. All 12. These are the steeples. Okay. So these are all done. And I got the doors cut, which the steeple and the doors are all the same fabric. So those are cut. It's hard because it's 12 different fabrics and you got to pick them out and figure out which one's which and make all that work. So I now need to be sure. Oh, and I also cut. So the door, the base, this is actually a flying geese unit right there. That triangle top of the door, that's a flying geese unit. So that is done. And then the steeples are all done. So now I need to cut all of the outside of the churches. So that's next on the agenda for this quilt. Just bit by bit is what I'm doing. Bit by bit on that. You've got all your Christmas tree columns and you're going to press and sew. Awesome, Kaylee. Yeah, I'm working on mine too still. I didn't get any work done this weekend on this quilt behind me, the quilted Christmas tree, and I did not run an embroidery machine at all this weekend. So no work on Autumn Love. I hope I finish it. A lot of you are finishing it, and I see it in our Facebook group, and I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous. I wish I had done that. Lady did an 8x12. Way too much work for me. Oh, Donna, thank you so much for your super sticker, sweetheart. That's very thoughtful. Good. Awesome. Awesome. More dog biscuits, right? I appreciate that. So the video that went out, I explained this the other day, but we've got folks who probably didn't watch or may not have watched. So what the members only video showed was how to take two designs. It was kind of a two-part lesson, right? It's actually three designs and one I created, so a total of 4 designs. So this is from Autumn Wonky Houses from Fabric Confetti. Okay, so I took half of this block and half of this block and put them together, easy enough, in Embrilliance Essentials. And then I have Designs by Juju background quilting that was done on that. All right. Then you liked it. Thank you, Jan. I appreciate that. So Quilting with Harriet. Excellent video. Thank you, my friend. Harriet had a birthday this weekend. There's leftover birthday cake in the kitchen if anybody wants it. So it's been covered, so it should be fine. From there, I created the outside using Stitch Artist. I created the outside of the wall hanging. Okay. And the lines, the placement lines and tack down for the little tabs, and then the final stitch to enclose it with an envelope back. So these wall hanging stitches that made it a wall hanging, the outside, right? Those are not included on the CD that comes from Fabric Confetti. I did that myself. So don't email Fabric Confetti and go, I don't see the pattern stitches for the wall hanging. There's not one. All you get on the CD are the stitches in the pictures, and that's it. Okay. All right. Go to the kitchen. Oh, we're going to have a belated happy birthday sing for Harriet. If it's somebody else's birthday, let us know too. So, everybody's singing. That's great. Y'all are so fun. So fun. So fun. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So that video went out this weekend, and that's the video for the month of September. So it got me to thinking, okay, next is going to be a Snapplique video, and that is for, before I go there, let me get this down. Finished row 1 of Up on the Rooftop. Okay, this got completed. Lots of stitching time. So we have ho, ho, ho. Nice, right? Got that all done. So I'm glad that's off the cutting table. So that's good. I have to keep everything up, y'all. Puppy, right? Puppy. All righty. So then, also on the things above quilt, I had 4 more Ohio Stars for the last set. Those almost got done. So these 3 are done. And the last one, the last stitch, I had a boo-boo. You see right there? It's too far away. Right there. Too far away. Last stinking stitch, y'all. So I have to take this apart and sew it back. It just didn't. I suspect, I think I cut this quarter square triangle wrong. I think I cut it wrong. Pretty sure. I might have to recreate it. So that's fine. No big deal. Just annoying, right? I know. I hate that. The last, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. Didn't work. Alrighty. So if you ever do any of these kits from Bunny Hill Designs, I love Bunny Hill Designs. So stinking cute. And pattern designer, fabulous. So these are from Moda. And if you've got these and have never done one, you absolutely need to read the instructions before you get going. Okay. And the first thing they want you to do is to cut all of your binding and borders. So first things first. You're on an iPad, but can be on a computer to try to find the membership video. You know, Linda, I tried to figure it out last night on my iPad and I could not. You cannot join the membership on an Apple device through the YouTube app. You cannot. You need to go on your browser. Okay. So I got off the app. I went to the Edge browser. Still couldn't find it. Pulled up my channel. I actually pulled up another channel because I thought, well, maybe it's me because it's my channel that it's not giving me a join button, obviously, right? Why would it charge me to watch my channel? So no. So I went to another channel that I know has memberships and I couldn't figure it out either. I can see it on my Windows desktop. I can't see it in an Apple thing. So you had to go on your laptop to join. Yeah. I don't know why it's so hard. It's just, you can't do it on an iPad. I don't know why. Anyway, okay, so I cut all of my borders, inner binding, and inner and outer borders. So inner border is the dark red, outer border is the light. And then the gingham is the binding. Now, the pattern wanted you to cut binding on the bias. Unless I'm doing a scalloped border, which has curves, I am not a fan of doing binding on the bias. The old school of thought from back in the day was that if you cut binding on a bias, because binding gets the most use, gets the most wear and tear on a quilt. So the old school of thought back in the day was to cut it on the bias so that it was stronger. The fibers were crossed instead of straight, and it made that binding a stronger, it could handle the wear and tear a little bit better, was the school of thought on that. Well, today's fabrics are a lot sturdier than the fabrics of yore. So, and this quilt is not scalloped. So I just cut straight binding strips. You need 7. And with this, my stripology ruler certainly got a workout and did a lot of good stuff. Okay, so I cut all that. The instructions tell you to get 10 clear bags, okay? 10 bags, and to cut all of your block fabrics, not applique, your block fabrics first. So what do I mean by block fabrics? So I've got my bags all set up, and I cut 3 of them. So I cut block 1, block 2, and block 3. These are all bags that I've gotten fabric in from wherever. It's Debbie's birthday too. Oh, good. Oh, okay. So a couple of things. Let's see. So for your blocks, so here's, you get these beautiful color cards. I'm not using my trays right now. I don't have a Yazzie bag big enough available. I'm going to get one in Houston from Yasmita, but I don't have a Yazzie bag big enough for the trays right now. So so what happens is you piece together all different color of fabrics. Like, see the barn one? The barn is sitting on the red stripe and the blue with the little sheep. Okay, so these background fabrics right here, this is where you need your 1/4-inch seams. If you're an embroiderer and not a quilter, you're gonna do a little quilting here because you've got to piece these blocks together. All right. So this just the background fabrics. Now I want y'all to notice too, your background fabrics in these quilts, not just this one, but also the sweet little Christmas. I was going to show you on this one. So on block 3, right up here, see we have this blue stripe going horizontal. Well, there's horizontal, right? Did I do that right? What am I talking about? I wanted to show you. Donna figured out the membership. Atta girl. There's some of these, when you put them together, you have to pay attention to the directional prints on these fabrics, especially those stripes. Okay, so we'll look here at block 2. So on block 2, your background fabrics down here, okay, so that red stripe is vertical, okay, but this red stripe in the flag is horizontal. So you've got to really pay attention to those and just make sure that you cut them the correct direction. And this is the first time I've ever had a quilt pattern tell me, so normally like on this red stripe piece right here that the barn is sitting on, if it's 8.5 by 10.5, I'll just cut a whole 8.5-inch swath, right? Strip, and then cut it down to 8.5 or 10.5. And the instructions say don't do that. You need to make sure you have enough fabric for all of your backgrounds to build those first. Then all of your little scraps that are left over can be used for the applique. That is if you have the kit from Moda. So they tell you specifically in the instructions. It says if you've purchased the quilt kit or you're cutting from yardage listed on the back of the pattern, cut the borders and binding first. Cut the block backgrounds following the cutting instructions in each block. So you'll be cutting all the backgrounds, borders and binding before. Before is underlined, okay? Before. you cut the applique to ensure you have enough fabric. As you cut the backgrounds, it's in dark, it's in bold. As you cut the backgrounds, cut only the size you need. Do not cut across the entire strip of fabric unless directed to do so. So that's important. I know some of you have this. You've emailed me and told me you have this kit, you've been waiting to do it. You knew it was a load of applique, you're ready to snap-applique it, and you're ready to get started with it. So please go through and read your instructions. This is page 5 of the instructions. Now I got to tell you, so the outer border, this white with the red, the outer border. So it says, pull the fabric from the kit for the outer border. Cut 6 4.5 with the fabric strips for the outer border. Place them in a bag. 6 at 4.5. So if your math brain is not working good, I'm going to pull up my photo library. I want to show you guys this picture. Let me get it real big so y'all can see. So y'all may have heard of Chat GPT and probably not used it. So I haven't used Chat GPT. I use Grok, Grok. Grok is Elon Musk's version of Chat GPT. It's an AI, automated intelligence. So I went on to Grok. This is so handy, y'all. If your brain's feeling a little muddled, okay, let me share my screen with y'all. I went on to Grok and I said, what are the ruler increment cutting amounts for 6 4.5-inch strips? And it had some assumptions, and it came back and it said, strip 1, 4.5. Strip 2, 9. Strip 3, 13.5. Strip 4, 18. Yay, thank you. How do you go into Grok? You have no idea. You go to grok.com, grok.com. It's free, okay? You don't have to have it. I created an account. Reason being I created an account is so that it keeps track of what I've asked it. And that's fine, because sometimes I have to ask it again. But that is so handy, okay? My math brain is little bitty. It's little bitty, so I just couldn't, this fabric's too rare and expensive. They have an app too. They do have a Grok app. Yeah, I have it on my phone. I like it. I like it a lot. The Chat GPT, I think that's Google. And then there's another one, but I don't use Chrome. That's not my thing. I don't know why. Too many apps. I just choose one and go with it, okay? So since I have Starlink, I just use Grok. I'm like, whatever, same thing. But it worked out really well. And that way I got them cut right the first time. So after it told me what I needed, I came in here and I wrote down the measurements that it gave me of what strips I would cut, what measurements I would cut. That is so handy, y'all. I hate doing it wrong and wasting fabric, right? That's awful. So the odds of finding that fabric again, I don't want to have to go searching for it because it's hard. It's hard to find all that. So, okay, so I got 3 of those backgrounds all put together. There's block 2 ready to sew together and block 1 ready to sew together. So the thing with this that I'm going to do in the snap-applique with this particular one is if you look, your pieces, I'll show you just this half. Your pieces are not separated, okay? Sometimes like when you get an applique pattern, your pieces are separated. These are not. And they're dotted lines, meaning they're tucked under something else, right? Normal in applique. So these are going to have to be redrawn in Brother Canvas. And that's what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to show you the easy way to do that. We'll trace, we'll recreate new, we'll do a lot of stuff, but I'm going to get this done. So very excited to do that. And a huge challenge. And I love it. So that's cool. All right. What else? So that's where I'm at on this with Bunny Hill Designs. Okay. Hey, you have a different Bunny Hill pattern, Charlene. Oh, sorry, wrong one. You have a different Bunny Hill pattern. Will you be able to do it alongside me? Absolutely. Absolutely you will, because what I'm going to be talking about and teaching through this in my videos is concepts, theory, concepts, okay? So you're going to see me do something and then you're going to go, "Oh, I can do that. I just have to do it on my pattern." That's the idea, right? We're going to get you up and running on that, because these Bunny Hill designs are not for the faint of heart, y'all. Not at all. I love it though. They're so adorable and so cute. All righty. So let me get that. I got to tell y'all. Last Friday, I set things on the floor down here. I absent-mindedly set the dog biscuit bucket down low, and I went to the grocery store, and you guys know the rest of the story, right? I don't have to tell it to you like Paul Harvey. You know the rest of the story. I came home from the grocery store and I saw an empty bucket sitting on the cutting table and didn't have anything. Artificial intelligence. Thank you, Terry. Yeah. So am I going to do Happy Christmas? I will. That Sweet Christmas. Yeah, it's in the queue too. Okay. Ugh. Oh, you ordered the Prairie Days pattern. Good for you. Sharon, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Yeah. Yeah. So I brought the empty bucket out to Keith and I go, "What happened here?" And he goes, "Yes." He said, "I walked in the sewing room and it was on the floor." And I said, "Okay." Well, Amy, I know I'm a bad dog mom. I know I shouldn't do that. So there were a few chew sticks in there and lots of little Dave biscuits. That's why the new ones are in the bag now, because I had to refill the dog bucket. Yeah. So needless to say, come dinner time, neither one of them was very hungry, which was fine. So they're okay. No sick tummies. No sick tummies. They're good. What else was I going to tell y'all that I was going to do? I had something. I can't remember what it was. All right. So why don't I need to get the week 2 of Up on the Rooftop cut. So y'all, so you're wondering about sickness. The treats that they ate, Dave, were old, not the ones you just sent. The ones you just sent are in the bucket now. The treats they ate were old. And there was, I don't know, less than a cup, but they were all gone. Yeah. Am I going to do the Christmas snowman quilt kit? Not this year. Are you talking about, I don't know which, if you're talking about Sweet Christmas, I am going to do that. A sweet little Christmas from Bunny Hill. I am, but not this year. Prairie Days is enough. Okay. That's it. Yeah. They were gone. I know, Debbie, they were gone. They were gone. Okay. So let's do, you like that on my shirt? Sewing Life. This is an older shirt. Yep. I love it. It's cute. Yeah, Linda, you could use a deep, she says she's up on the rooftop. You're ordering and looking for a navy knot woven. Yeah, look for a deep navy, midnight navy, something like that. The woven isn't bad. You know, this is dyed too. This fabric is dyed. So if you have any intention, now it's a small wall hanging, okay? But if you have any intention of like throwing it on a table, a dining room table, and maybe it'll get slopped on and needs washed, I would color set this personally. What color thread will I quilt up on the rooftop? I'm not sure. Not sure. I'll have to look at that. Jane, I'm not sure. Okay. All righty, y'all. So let's get to cutting. I need to get this done. I'm going to come over here to the cutting table. Oh, and turn. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about, y'all. This week. Hold on. We're going to spin around. Hold on. Oh, and I went over to my neighbor's Saturday. I told y'all last week. She has Parkinson's. So I went over to my neighbor's and took her a load of Christmas fabrics. She has a bunch of embroidery designs, but she didn't have she just got a new embroidery machine. And so I took her a bunch of my Christmas fabrics I knew I would never use that have been in my stash for years and years. And I had an old, it was a Ginger cutting mat. And I took that to her too. I had that one down at the coast and it was just sitting behind all my fabric. So I gave that to her and I gave her a Martelli rotary cutter because of the stability of that, with the shaking. So I gave her that. And I gave her the rotary cutter that's ergonomic from True Cuts, but I don't think I have the True Cuts ruler anymore. And I wish I did, because with Parkinson's and the shake, at least then that rotary cutter would stay, where she needed it. So she's just now figuring out she does want to quilt. Oh, and I let her borrow. I did not give her. I let her borrow my AccuQuilt to help cut shapes and stuff like that too. So hopefully she's up and running now a little bit, and some batting. So that'll be good. Yeah, get her going on her quest for things to do. Her husband was hunting, so she was definitely bored. All right, so I need to get this cut. The week 2, I guess it was, or part 2, week 2. This is a free pattern on the Fat Quarter Shop, and these are all a bunch of flying geese, loads of them, right? What do we got? 6, 12, 18 of these, and then some, looks like little 9 patches in between and the borders. So, yep. Let's go ahead and get this cut. Let's see. Oh yeah, Martelli has slotted rulers. That's a good idea too. Yeah, definitely. I'll mention that to her for sure. So let me get all of my Bunny Hill Prairie Days fabrics out of the way here. Get these out of the way so I've got some room. And we're going to need the woven dark navy and the green with the dots. Okay. And the red holly berries. That's this one. All right. So I'll just talk you through how I do my cutting, you all. So I have this extra piece here that was cut from before. Oh, somebody told me to, several of you guys told me that you sprayed the woven fabric with Quilter's Cut and Press or Mary Ellen's or whatever, and it seemed to work. So, yeah, that's helped. That has helped with the fraying. Certainly has helped. Okay. Oh, and I found when I was digging around in Christmas fabrics, I found this. I'll use this for the back of up on the rooftop. So I have enough yardage for that. That's handy. So that's going to hang out there with that. All right. Let's get some cutting done, shall we? All right. I've got 36 2-inch squares. How many 2-inch strips do I need to get 36? I don't know. But we'll do it. Probably just one, right? Probably just one strip. Who knows? Oh, I put a video on our YouTube channel, but I'm going to show you guys my, you got time to watch a 1-minute video? My So last spring we started, was it January? I can't remember when we started. We started the Brightly Sampler, which was a sampler quilt from Sherry and Chelsea. And I made a companion quilt out of Stacy E. Shoe's farmstead fabric, and went to Grok and told it the size of the quilt and explained the farm fabric and that I was making it for the 4-H benefit. And Grok wrote up a beautiful article about it for an auctioneer. I said, create an auctioneer, what an auctioneer would say to auction off this quilt, blah, 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 right? And it did a great job. And then I took it, we went to the benefit on Saturday night, and that quilt brought $1,250 for the 4-H. And I was so proud, so proud. So let's see it. I'm going to show you guys. Let me reach over and share my screen with y'all. I need to take that back and give you guys, let's watch it go here. Let me make it bigger, and okay. This is fun. Fun, fun, fun. And
12, 13, $1,300 now. $1,300.
That's me shooting the video.
13 now. Shake your head. 13, 13, 1300. Even again with 12, 13. 13, even again with 12, 13, even 12, 13. $1,300. One more time. I'll take it 1250. 1250. 1250. 1250 now. 1250. 1250. 1250. 1300. 1300. 13.
Got 1250 right there.
1300. I'll give you the same amount of time. $1,300. 1250. 13. 13. 1250. 13. Last call. 1250. 13.
I'm pretty sure there's like $400 in materials just in that in 5 months of craftsmanship. Man, you know why?
I'm 1250 with this young lady over here. Ma'am, you gotta be 13. Are you sure? Hold it. Hold on. Sold $1,250. $1,250. 220.
That was so fun, y'all. Oh, that was so much fun. And then I went over to the lady who bought it, and she was so very, very nice. She's a Reinhardt. I didn't catch her first name, but let me share that with y'all. Hold on. Let me stop sharing that and share the screen. And here she is. And she thanked me. She said her grandmother was a quilter, and that's why she wanted it. And she was just so thrilled to be able to get it. So that was really, really nice for that to happen. But yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. So that was for the 4-H here in my local area. But Grok even said, you know, supporting 4-H and the youth, and it knew all about that. It was great. Yeah, it just added in all that stuff. It was so smart. It was crazy. But that was really, really nice. And then I had a special request to make another one. So for next year. So we'll see about that. I don't know. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to get into some cutting now and get this going. I had been asked about how to keep from getting elbows when you cut folded fabric. I'm going to go ahead and just press a little bit of this out. I'm not going to press the whole thing. So I'll show you how you keep from getting elbows using the Stripology ruler. Gudrun is the designer of the ruler, and Nancy says it's cool. I made the connection with the buyer. I always try to do that and thank them. Now I have the hanging triangles on the back of that quilt. Y'all saw that stand it was hanging on. I got that for like less than $40 on Amazon. And I'm going to take it with me. Oh, we're going to El Campo this week for the RV Sew Together. And that will be awesome. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. So we leave tomorrow for that. And Bonnie has been busy putting out the schedule of everything we're going to do. Okay. So you want to press your fabric, at least on one side, get the big bends out of it, right? Get the big fold marks out of it. Okay. Yeah, and that quilt's gorgeous, y'all. It turned out just beautiful. I quilted it with the Baptist fan from the Pro Stitcher. That's a design that's inside of Pro Stitcher. I did that. Okay. So I'm going to fold it because I'm going to use the Stripology ruler. I just want to show you how I'm going to do this. So to keep from getting bends, elbows in your fabric when you cut it on the fold, you want to make sure that your fold line is straight on a line on the mat, and your top, this is the bolt fold up here, is straight on a line on a mat, and it is not straight. So if I was to do this, I'm like at 1/2 inch right here and 5/8 down here. Okay. So the trick is to do the top one first, get that top bolt fold even with a line, and then get the bottom fold even with a line. And that's the ticket to get that straight so that you don't get elbows when you cut on the fold. If your fabric is crooked, when you fold it, you're going to get crooked strips. That kind of makes sense, right? Okay. So then now I can take the Stripology ruler. And now you want to get the lines on the ruler even with the lines on the mat. So I'm going to just put this right here. Okay. And I see the white line on the top. I'm going to get that even with the line on the mat. And down here, make sure my lines are even on the mat. That's how you cut fabric on the fold and not get crooked strips. So I'm going to put this in on the 0 to get rid of that little edge and make sure that's smart or straight. I'm sorry. And then it said what, 2 inch? I need 2 inch squares. I need 2 3.5 by 40 inch strips. Okay. So I've cut 0. I'm going to cut at the 3.5 right here. And plus 3.5 is 7, right? So there we go. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Do you have to use a Stripology? Absolutely not. I'm just playing with this thing. I'm learning to love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I've cut on the 3.5. I've cut on the 7. Now I need those 2 little rectangles that I need, I'm going to use this little scrap for. So I'll use that. Then I need 36 2-inch squares. So I'm going to cut a 2-inch strip. That should give me the 36, no problem, right? Should. I should be able, let's see, 36 times 2. No, I'm going to need 2 strips. Where did I just cut? The 9. I'm going to cut the 11. Is that right? How many strips do I need for 36 2-inch squares? Let's see. I think I can get 8 yeah, I need 1 more. Okay. I don't know. I'll use it. That is the Stripology XL. 2 strips. Thanks, Betsy. Okay, yeah. So look, I just cut all of my blue in one go. Very handy. So here's my 0 line. So I have a nice, clean, straight edge. No, of course you can do this with another ruler. But there are my 2 3.5-inch strips for 3.5 by 40.5. So there's those. Okay, pretty sure they're 40. Yeah, that'll work. And then I need these 2 strips right here to cut my 36 2-inch squares. Okay. All right, we'll put this over here. And now I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to fold it. This thing is only so long. Okay. Yeah. It's only so long. So that'll work. I'm just going to fold it because I don't know. I don't know if I should fold it. I'm not that savvy yet. Not that savvy. But see how these are straight? That's because I watched Gudrun show me how to do that. I am loving this. Stripology is great for even making quilt blocks, but I'm not, that's more for modern quilting, not my thing. Okay, so let's see here. I'm trying to put my lines on the mat, on the ruler, even with the lines on the mat to make sure I get straight cuts. There we go. Okay. I'm probably too far away here. All right. So there's my 0, and I need 2-inch squares. All right, so I'm going to cut 2 and the 4. This is so easy once you get the hang of this. 6. Normally I'm moving the ruler around, and this is just, quick work when you have a lot of multiples. So all the even numbers are getting a cut. I think I only need to go to 18, right? Yep. And then that's it. So that should be my 36, I think. Okay. Look at. Did I do that right? Yep. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's 32. I got to do 2 more. I already moved the ruler. No big deal. Okay. Okie dokie. I have all I need there. Flying by the seat of my rulers, y'all. It is easy, Jan. She says, wow, that was easy. Yeah. Stripology rulers are not inexpensive. They are an investment, but you guys, they are so worth it when you've got a lot of stuff to cut at one time. But it's easy to cut. You saw I was able to cut not only the 3.5s, but also the 2s. Okay. So these are ready to go. And that's pretty simple to do that like that. Alrighty, so next, 3 1.5 by 10.5 inch rectangles. All right. I should have cut a 1.5 inch strip. We'll do this again. Don't have to use the stripology. I'll show you if you don't have it. Sometimes, when I first got the stripology, I just didn't think to grab it. It just didn't occur to me to use it. Now I think about it all the time. Okay, I need a 1.5 inch strip. Right. 10.5 rectangles is just over 30. Okay. See, no bend. When you fold straight like that, you don't get any bends. I'm going to cut off my selvage. As long as something's cut, Dottie, don't you go in there. What are you doing, Stank? Huh? I need 10.5. Perfect. All right, there's 2. And 1 more. So when I cut and I have a fold here, there's the bolt fold. Now is when I'm going to press that out so I don't really need to. If I needed to cut over the bolt fold, or if there's a heavy crease in something, that's when I'll press it press it out like with some Mary Ellen's or whatever, that faultless spray. I'll do that right before I cut over it. Okay. So there's my 3 strips of that. That looks good. And then I said I was going to use my scrap for 2.5 by 3.5 rectangles. All right. So I'm just going to put it and fold it so I can cut 2 at a time. And I'll cut 2.5. And 3.5. I'm going to cut it just a tiny bit larger than 3.5 so I can get a clean edge. Flip it around and get a clean edge. Cutting is just gripping stuff, you guys, but if you get it wrong, I mean, it's the basis for everything that we do, right? Oh, I got a sweet email from an embroiderer that she's dipping her toe into quilting, and I was just so ecstatic. I was so happy. All right, so I still have some viable pieces left here. I'm going to hold on to these just in case. I got a little scrap there, and now I can cut that green. All right, I need 18 2 by 3.5 inch rectangles. 18 2 by 3.5. Okay. And I have just so much fabric to use. So I am going to press this out right now, these big folds that are in here. $18 2 by 3.5 inch rectangles. I'm going to leave it folded because I'm going to cut it with the Stripology. You see, I'm only pressing those fold lines, not that one. That's a nice clean fold. So to get 18 of those, see, here's where the quilt math is hard. I don't know how many. But I'm going to put that even right there. I have a selvage right here. So I'm going to put that on a line. I'm going to need to make sure the lines on the ruler line up with the horizontal lines on the mat. And I made sure that my fabric, my fabric shifted. My fabric is even with a horizontal, the fold is even with a horizontal line on the mat. Okay. There, it's straight. So it's 2 by 3.5, and I need 18. How many am I going to get here? Let's see. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 inches. It's wide inches, Betsy. Betsy's brain is working on overtime for me right now. So there's my selvage. And I'm going to cut. Betsy, you think I need to cut 3.5 or 2? I need to cut long way, Donna, you think? Okay, I can do that. I can definitely do that. Yeah, I think I can do that. This is the fold. I don't want that there. I'm going to do this. 2. I got the smaller Stripology rulers too. There was a lady, one of my viewers, who had a shop. She had a couple left. She went out of business. She retired. Across. You get 11 3.5 inch across. Long ways, Kathy? I'm going to get it. It's just a matter of, whoop, let me get that cleaned up. 18, huh? Let's see. Yes. Have I tried cutting the fabric with the Scan and Cut? Nancy, I do not recommend that. Okay. So I've got that edge even. Are we long ways? I should leave it horizontal. I thought so. You would cut a 3.5-inch strip and subcut that. 3.5 by 11 is 38.5. Uh-huh. All right, y'all, I'm going to cut it. I think we're going to cut it horizontal. It did not say to do it the other way. All right, I've already cut the 0 on this. Here we go. I'm going to cut it with, do 1 at 3.5, then cut the 2 inches. Really? How do y'all figure that? I wish it told me. 18. So I can get, let's see, 3.5. Okay, 1. I'm going to do this, my brain. All right. Let me do it the way my brain thinks. So 1, 2, 3.5. Okay. There's half. And 1, 2, 3. So I can get 4 on each strip. Cut 3.5. I can get 4 on each strip of 2 inches. So this will be, there's 4, 8, right? 12. Yeah, I got plenty. I got plenty. 2. So there's 1, 2, because I've got it folded. 3, 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. So that should be enough, right? If I've got 4 on each one. Yep. That should be enough. Should be. We'll see. I should have been a mat on a mat. That would have been handy. I'm glad it's early. Man, if this was this afternoon and I was tired, we'd be in a hurt. Okay. I'm just going to put that on the 2 just so it's on a, no, 0. Okay. Think. All right. So 3.5, right? And 7, right? And that didn't work, did it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Ha ha! There we go. Woo, that was hard. It's not supposed to be that hard. My life. Okay, perfect. Yay! Quilter's reference tool. Yeah, I have that around here somewhere. Oh, darn, our hour's up. You guys are tired of seeing me cut. I know it. I make everything hard. That's how I roll. Ta-da! Kathy says, ta-da! Oh my gosh, y'all, this was fun. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And if you are watching on replay, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Love that you leave comments. It is early for math, and that's why I have to do it the hard way. I'm good at a lot of things. Math ain't one of them. I'm okay with that. I have tools and I have you. All right. So I hope you guys get some stitching done today. Y'all go sew something. See you in the morning. Bye.